for you, and I'm gonna take it like a riddle. What's the purpose of a newspaper? Like, what is a newspaper? Like, really, like, what is it? Do you know what what's the what's the purpose of it though? Not just in some like hypothetical sense of like, oh yeah, it's just this thing that exists. Like, no, like, why do civilized societies have newspapers? Like, what is the point? Maybe it's to share information. What information would be worth sharing? Maybe it would be information that would help to improve the society, right? Okay, that would make sense. Like, so then, what is written in the newspaper? Like, I've legitimately been doing read-alongs with you guys for articles that are about social issues in this society for, what is it, like 3 years now? How many tech talks have I given? Don't get it twisted, bitch, I'm not new here. Like, this is not my first rodeo, okay? If I share something here on the internet, do not believe this is the first time I'm telling the story. I'm retelling stories that I already told on the stage. I gave PowerPoint presentations in Africa, like not like some hypothetical like Africa. I mean, like, I actually took a plane. I went to Africa and I showed the PowerPoint presentation on the fucking stage. That was me. Like, I'm not a robot. I'm like a real bitch, like sitting right here. So like, I don't know which part is like a joke. But anyway, like, the fucking newspaper is to share the news. So the shit that's happening in the community, like, I guess everyone was like, oh, the shit that's happening with Olivia in the community, like, no need to share that story. Who's gonna learn from that story? Oh, I don't know. All the other black women. It would be different if there weren't any black women, but unfortunately, fuck, we are here. Like, sorry, girl. Sorry. Anyway, I think it's sad because, like, in the same time that there's the activists who are like, Black Lives Matter, the other thing I think is so funny is, like, okay, so if you guys know Melina Abdullah, that is literally like Jason's sister, the black woman. I don't fuck with Black Lives Matter either. Like, I mean, I am a black person and my life matters, but like, I don't need a group to feel that way. Does that make sense? Okay. So the point I'm making here is that, like, I had a point and then the alcohol, I lost. Maybe the newspaper, like, I don't fucking know. Like, there's something to like sharing information on like Instagram, I suppose, and like Snapchat, group chats. That's one thing, but I think, and I can do a better job of like explaining this, but like, how can you say it? Like, actualization is a real thing, as in, like, this is a shame because fucking Shyla taught me this. There's something called a grounding technique where, like, this is a wall, right? This is my hand. I am touching the wall, right? Like, that is really happening. Unfortunately, like, and I think you guys can look at this example with Bari Weiss. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but like, people started doing all this shit where they were like sending millions of like hate mail letters to her house. So many that the mailbox got full and her house was crowded. And she literally thought, she was like, I don't know what's happening here. There was like hundreds of thousands of people who were all sending letters just to petrify her. So she's sitting in the bed and she's like, what's happening? What's happening? Because like mentally it fucks you up. That's why you have to have something called a grounding technique where you say, here's my hand, here's the wall. I'm really here and this is really happening right now. And then you have to be able to talk through your personal experience. You can't think about the other people. It can't be like, he told me this, you have to say like, I am petrified right now. I don't know. Like, that's why when the police stop you, they say, like, what day is it? Who's the president? You have to be able to self-actualize and say, like, no. Like, okay, it's almost like if someone says something mean to you, and then you're like, I am sad because this person said this mean thing to me. That, like, then can you re-explain what happened? Okay, yes. So somebody said this mean thing to me, and now I'm sad because they said this mean thing to me. And that is the experience. Like, that is your version of telling the story. Like, that is what happened to you. Someone else might not care because they might change their story and kind of like, just kind of, it's like they'll vocalize it in these ways where they're like, well, no, like what I said wasn't mean. What I said was honest. Or I don't know. They'll kind of change the story in a way where like it isn't exactly what happened. It's just their version of the story. This is why there's two sides of every story, right? There's like your version, there's somebody else's version, and then once you hear all of those sides, there's like the truth. There's like the actual thing that's happening. That is how like a story works, right? There's like opinions, like all these people have these opinions. Oh, he said this. Oh, she said that. Oh, he said this, right? It's called like, that's why you have to be kind of familiar with like what is a lie and history, right? Like it's that the quote that I wrote that I shared earlier. It's like, not to be funny, but like white people have written history books in order to like try to make history seem better so that they're not painted in a bad light because they had the ability to write history books before everybody else. Like we didn't have the money to write the history books, only they did. If you have money to write a history book, you should probably write one because this is like history. As in like I post this video and tomorrow the world's gonna be different. That's why people have this idea. They're like, oh my God, like I can do this shitty thing in this one space and it's not going to impact anyone else, but they don't realize that we're all sharing information in 0.1 seconds and it's a global community. Like you see TikTok, you see that's how it works. Like maybe don't do shitty stuff, like just try to be as decent as you can. Now, not tomorrow, now. Also, be careful who you fuck with because when you do something fucked up, there might be a time when a person sees that fucked up thing and they don't say anything, and then they see all the cascading effects of that thing being fucked up, and they realize they actually, if they're on the wrong side of history, they are the person who goes down in history as the passive bystander who also goes to jail for like not doing anything. It's like the people on the train who watch somebody else die and then they end up in jail for 10 years for not doing anything because they didn't try to save a life. Like the law is kind of the law, and it's that way for a reason because we have some idiots. I'm telling you, like there really should be like forced sterilization because like some people are too retarded to procreate into the future. It's like really insane. Like they do stuff and they think like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh God. I'm sorry. The black men are down so bad. I'm not surprised that black guy committed suicide. The black men are down so bad. Like the podcast have them thinking that they're up. And it's just like, the Europeans are like, what's wrong with the niggers? And all the black women are like, we don't know. We don't know. And then the eugenics department is like writing all the papers. It's just like, excuse me from this conversation. I'm not a part of the narrative. Like I said yesterday, I don't know these black people. I'm not friends with them. I'm not neighbors. We are not in community. I do not attend any of the black events. We ain't friends. Like, we're not homies there. I'm not a member. I am Olivia, the individual, and every video I have told my perspective about what happened. If you want to understand the other sides of the story, go read the police reports for yourself. I published them. Yeah. Like, you can just read what happened and watch the video. I'm sorry, like, well, I can only speak from my own personal perspective. I can't speak for the others. I don't know what the others are doing. Being niggers, just sitting there dying, circling the drain. Like, I don't know. Like, day after day, year after year, it's like they all die, and everybody's like, activism and protest will save us. Nigga, no, they won't. Like, what? Like, like I said, functional retardation is a thing. I think they don't have many brain cells. Like, it's just, they've got one to the hippity hop brain cells. Like, it's just, oh my god. Okay, wait, I'm